And the judge, Mercy, and even Trinice Harris, Mercy, I miss my child. I haven't seen her in over a year.
Okay, so you're on the phone. All right, do both of you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, I've noted that both are present. Go ahead and proceed.
Your Honor, this is a confirmation of arrears and a modification. The state is non-suiting its modification. I mean, it's confirmation of arrears. We don't have any agreements, so we'll need your help on the issues. I will call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Trinisha Nicole Harris, ma'am.
And what's the child's name on the case?
Hensley Aaron Moore.
And who does the child live with?
Me, ma'am.
Okay. And ma'am, the state has calculated child support to be modified to $568. Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what type of insurance does the child have today?
Yes, my child has Blue Cross or Blue Shield. She's been having it since she was born.
Is it through your job, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, through the city of Dallas.
Okay. And does she have any secondary insurance active right now?
No secondary, but with me being no secondary.
Thank you. Would you like a reimbursement in the amount of $125 for that insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, the state is requesting for the father to pay court costs. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And ma'am, are you requesting your address to be private?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the reason?
It's not physical abuse with Mr. Moore. It's just more so when we don't get along, and it's more verbal. And I don't know if this is the same judge, Judge Aguilar. We had this issue when we initially started this case. It was verbal, and that's the only problem that I have with Mr. Moore.
Okay. Ma'am, is there an active protective order?
This courtroom starts the way they always do. Cold numbers, support calculations, insurance reimbursement, addresses hidden, protective orders referenced, everything's sterile, everything's stacked, and right out of the gate, Dad is painted as the outsider, his child lives with Mom, his address isn't even allowed, he's not trusted to know where his own daughter sleeps, yet somehow he's still the one ordered to pay more, cover costs, and stay quiet. Notice the mother's tone, calm, polished, even conceding, he's not a bad person. But right after, she undermines him with words like inconsistent and finance issues. That's the dagger. Smile, then stab. Fathers are always framed as unreliable, when really, what we're seeing is a man boxed out of his daughter's life by design. He doesn't even get the benefit of being present. He's reduced to a paycheck and then blamed for not showing up. This isn't justice. This is narrative warfare, and fathers walk into court already cast as the villain.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when was the last time that you saw the father in person?
This is July, so over 6 months.
Okay. And ma'am,
Court will take judicial notice. There's a prior finding of family violence, and there's a prior CP non-disclosure on file from the last order in 2022.
thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, is it true that the state gave the father credit for two other biological children not before the case?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that and do you understand rather that the state calculated child support based on information received to the state by the father's employer?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand? Okay. Ma'am, would you want your non-disclosure to continue? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, is there anything else you would like to add?
The only thing that I would like to add is that um, Mr. Durrell is not a bad person, but when it comes to certain things, when it gets to finance, it's just that that's where we don't get along. And like we have, I know Texas have a court order where the child's father, they supposed to get their child the first, third, and fifth weekend, but if a person is not coming to get them, or if the child has something like sports or in some tutoring or something like that, I don't know how to go about doing it. I want to be right in everything I do with Mr. Durrell, but it's just that the inconsistency of him not getting his daughter, and it's always put back on me. Like I don't want him to see his daughter, and I have tracked every time that he has not called or
Your Honor, I'm
implied
going to
on.
object to this response. We're not here for visitation issues.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Granted.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right. I pass this witness. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Daryl Moore.
And sir, are you okay with the mother's address remaining private?
No, ma'am. I would like to get back to the old days, like when I could just pull up and spend time with her and the other kids and do right.
Now dad takes the stand and the raw pain spills out. He admits it. Moving out, moving on was a mistake. Not because of pride, not because of ego, but because it cost him time with his kids. That's humility, that's honesty, and look how it's received. He talks about missing birthdays, about struggling financially, about being buried under child support, and instead of compassion, he's cut off. Objections, warnings. Answer only what's asked. Do you see it? His pain isn't just ignored, it's silenced. Fathers don't get space in these rooms to be human. They're boxed into yes or no answers while mothers get paragraphs. He's treated like an inconvenience, not a parent. And when he admits he's living at his mom's, fighting to get stable, it's painted as weakness instead of sacrifice. Fathers recognize this. The system doesn't reward vulnerability, it punishes it. And yet this man still begs for mercy, not for himself, but to see his child again. That's fatherhood in its rawest form.
We just had like a miscommunication one time because I decided to move out the house and move on. It was just a little bit of bitterness because she was upset because I moved on to somebody else, and that was one of the biggest mistake I made. Even though me and her wasn't happy, it's just a big mistake I made by leaving. When me and her was kind of communicating right, all three of my kids was all in the same area. Life was good. Since I've been put on child support, with this child, it really changed my life. I'm not able to take care of myself. Me and her not communicate. I haven't seen my daughter in over a year. I missed her birthday last week because I don't have a
Your
number to
Honor,
reach.
I'm going to object to this response
Okay.
since we're not dealing with visitation issues. Sir, I'm going to ask you a different question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, what do you do for a living?
I work for AAA insurance. Just help customers, with roadside assistance, help them with their auto policies and things like that. Do just regular customer service type of work, ma'am.
And how long have you been working in that job?
For a year.
Okay, so the last couple of financial quarters, is that true?
Yeah, and yes, ma'am. And the only reason why I'm in weird is because I got laid off from a job and I had to go through unemployment. When you're unemployment, you get paid less. And that's the only reason why I'm behind on child support because at certain times I was unemployed. That's the only reason why I'm in weird. I always had consistent jobs and she can appreciate with that. And y'all made a suggestion a while ago that she been on her Medicare since she was born. No, when she was born, she was on my insurance with Nissan.
Your Honor, I'm
Uh,
going to object to this narrative response and I request to move forward with my next question.
Sustained. Just try to answer just the questions she's asking and not
Yes,
additional
sir.
questions that we haven't gotten to. We're going to get to all the facts here, but
Oh, yes, sir. I'm
then at
sorry.
the end, if there's something we left out, you can add that later. But right now, we just need to go one thing at a time, not all at once. Okay.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
Okay.
Sir, are you in agreement with paying child support at a $568 per month starting at August 1st? Yes or no?
At 568 a month, yes, ma'am.
Are you in agreement for the child to remain on the mother's insurance?
I would love to put on my insurance and be responsible like I was when she first was born. I would love to have on my insurance. She can have double insurance. I just want to have her on my insurance like my other two boys on my insurance.
How much does it cost per month to add this child to your insurance?
Like right now, I pay 162, and right now, if I add her to my insurance, it'll go up to 262 a paycheck. So altogether, I'll be paying like with her, it'd be like extra, like I'll be paying like extra hundred and some a month, adding her on 262 because I'm paying 162 with us now.
Listen to his words. I just want to add her to my insurance like I did when she was born, like I do for my boys now. That's not a deadbeat. That's a father fighting to provide, even when the system tells him he's already lost. He crunches the numbers, hundreds more per month, yet he still says, I'd love to do it. This is what they don't tell you. Fathers often go beyond what's required and still get painted as inadequate. He's not fighting to escape responsibility, he's fighting to carry more of it. And what does the court do? They wave it off, say mom will remain primary. They strip him of that role, then pretend it's logical. Logical for who? Not the child, not the father, desperate to share responsibility. The only logic here is control, keeping mom as gatekeeper, keeping dad in the box of visitor and provider, never equal partner. And when he admits he can't afford court costs, living under his mom's roof, does the court consider mercy? No. They nod, then pile on. Fathers are bled dry, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and still told it's not enough.
Thank you. Um, Sir, the state is requesting that you pay court costs. What's your opinion?
I mean, I don't. I'm already in arrears, so I really can't afford it. I'm living in my mom's house. I can't afford everything. We did this together as a team, and hopefully one day we can get back as a team to where we can put all this behind us.
Okay. Sir, now is your opportunity, briefly, if there's anything else related to child support, medical support, court cost, non-disclosure that you want to discuss, if you could limit your response to that. You can go ahead, sir.
I was just asking the judge mercy and even Trinice Harris mercy on the rears on back pay. And I'm asking for us to have a communication. We had to go to therapy. I really want to get my days right to where I can start being her life because I know with her speech situation, we got to fix this together. And I haven't been perfect. You haven't been perfect. I just want to be a better man. I know sometimes it ain't that I got a bad attitude, just I get too emotional. And I just need to learn how to listen and realize the world don't revolve around me. So I just want to be better and figure this out and just ask for mercy because the last 7 years since I've been on child support, it's been hard. It's been real hard. And I miss my child. I haven't seen her in over a year. And the time that I did see her that time when I came to your house and we all had a good time. And then the next day something happened. You got back mad at me. I ain't heard from you. So we can be friends and we can communicate. Last time I seen you, we stayed all night together as friends, so we can get there.
All
I
right.
pass this witness.
All right, let me go ahead and make my ruling. So we're not discussing the arrears today since that was non-suited by the Attorney General's office. It's just a slight change here from the numbers for the child support and medical. It's pretty roughly about the same from what we did in 2022. Child support back then was 621 and medical support was 80. And now we're kind of decreasing support, but increasing medical. So child support will now be 568 and the medical support be 125. In the prior order, I think we had a discussion about who's going to be primary on insurance, and then I ruled that Ms. Harris will be the one primarily ordered to provide insurance. You can always add secondary insurance if you like. I don't know if you want to do that. It's going to cost you more. If it's the same price, you may call your employer and ask if they're going to charge you extra to add another child. Since you already have an employee plus child insurance, it's possible they would not charge you extra.
See,
But
and see,
it's
that's
definitely
yeah, I
something you
think
can.
that's true.
Excuse me, sir, I'm talking.
I'm sorry.
Here's the breaking point. The father, his voice cracking, begs, "Judge, mercy, Trish, mercy. I just want to be in her life." Read that again. He's not demanding, he's not manipulating, he's begging, pleading like a prisoner for scraps of freedom. And the system shrugs. They say, "We're not here for visitation issues, we're here for numbers." That is the cruelest cut of all. A man cries out for his child, and the system replies, "Stay in your lane." Fathers, you know this. You've lived this. When you fight for love, they call it irrelevant. When you ask for time, they call it off topic. And still, he admits his flaws, he admits his emotions, he admits he needs to grow. That's not weakness, that's strength most men wouldn't dare show on camera. But the courtroom doesn't reward honesty, it punishes it. And while he's on his knees asking for connection, the machine keeps grinding out orders and costs. Fathers, remember this scene. Mercy is not built into the system. You'll have to claw it back yourself.
So you can definitely check into that and see. And if you want to do that, you definitely can. That'll save you both some money if you have both have insurance, because then whenever Miss Harris takes a child to the doctor or whatever, she can tell them I've got both insurances, and maybe hopefully they can help decrease some of the cost for visiting the doctor. That hopefully can help. But you're not ordered to provide insurance, Mr. Moore, but if you want to do that, you can. But based on the failure of communication you'll have, it makes sense that if it's about the same, then it's probably better that Miss Harris carry the health insurance primarily. Um, I'm continuing the non-disclosure request for Miss Harris since there was a finding of family violence in the past. I don't know if I added it last time, but I'm adding in today that y'all add an app on your phone called App Close. And that way y'all can communicate with each other. Y'all need to both add that on your phone so that y'all can talk through there. I've already ordered visitation in a prior order, and so that needs to be enforced. If we're not doing that, join on to the app close and have a discussion. But Mr. Moore has visitation rights first, third, and fifth weekends of the month from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6. Um, Now, so as far as visitation is concerned, whenever the child is with father, he gets the right to decide what he wants to do with his time. So it can go two different ways. If the child's enrolled in other activities like sports on the weekends, it's up to Mr. Moore on his weekends whether he takes the child to those games or not. I would hope that he would want to take the child to their games, but I can't. I'm not going to make him. So that's completely his option as far as how he does, uh, what he does with his time. It's not ordered that the child go to all our games and then not do visitation. That's not the way it works. It would be helpful if there are a lot of games or a lot of tournaments or whatever that the child is doing on the weekends, that you give Mr. Moore a copy of the schedule. So whenever the schedule gets released, send it out to him so he knows in advance. Even if that's the only time that y'all do visitation, or at least that's one of the ways Mr. Moore can do visitation and support his child, that would be great. That makes a lot of sense. I'm sure the child will want to see both of their parents cheering for them in the stands. So, and then also it can help with scheduling in the future as far as visitation as well, so that we kind of know what the schedule is there. Like I said, I would hope that Mr. Moore would take the child to the games. That plays a big part in bringing up a child, that both parents are supporting their extra activities, but it's also his option not to go as well. So we need to have that understanding. Games or extracurricular activities are not more important than visitation. We have to have that understanding. So
Finally, the ruling: child support adjusted, medical support adjusted, court costs weighed, and tucked inside a chilling reminder: visitation isn't priority. The judge admits it. Sports, activities, life, all of it is secondary to the schedule. Sounds fair until you realize how little that schedule is enforced. They encourage communication, they hope cooperation. Fathers, this is where your weekends vanish. One canceled game, one withheld exchange, one missed pickup, and suddenly months go by. Notice too how even the judge, while softening, still defaults to mom as the anchor. Dad can add insurance, can attend games, can have his child. Always optional, always conditional, never absolute. The mother, she remains the constant. The father, he's treated like a guest. This is the imbalance. One parent presumed permanent, the other parent constantly proving, begging, earning. And in the middle, a child robbed of consistency with both. The system talks about best interest, but what interest is served when a child learns one parent's love is permanent, the other's is conditional? That's not best interest, that's engineered imbalance.
As far as court costs, under the I'll waive court costs, um, and so that'll be. We're not really changing too much, but just kind of change the numbers a little bit. But y'all got to work on communicating with each other. Y'all have a child together, and y'all two may have a bad history with each other in the past. You may still not like each other, but that has nothing to do with your child. Your child wants to know both of you. Your child wants to visit with both of you. Um, and even if they don't say it, that's what they want. And so if Mr. Moore is wanting to visit, let's make sure that that can happen, and that we're not doing anything to prevent that. Y'all are supposed to be meeting at the police station, is what y'all had agreed to do, or what I ordered back in 2022. So if that's where we need to meet, then that's fine. Or if y'all want to pick another place that's more convenient, that's fine too. But y'all need to do the visitations as well. I'm not going to go too much in detail about that, but I just want to make sure that I'm hoping that we can improve that in the future, because it's important to a child to have two parents or more to help out with the child, as far as bringing them up. All right. The Attorney General's office will draft an order based on my ruling today and email you both a copy. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Oh.
What we just witnessed wasn't balance, it was a father stripped down to his knees, begging for the right to love his child while the system stared at spreadsheets. He confessed his flaws, he admitted his mistakes, he offered more support than required, he pleaded for communication, and the court, they gave him a smaller bill, a smaller role, and a pat on the head. That's not justice, that's management of a man's love, boxed, minimized, and rationed. Fathers, this is your warning. If you think being reasonable will save you, think again. If you think compliance earns you fairness, think again. This man complied for years and still he's shut out. His child grows without him, not because he doesn't care, but because the system doesn't care. If you've lived this pain, tell your story in the comments. If you know a father fighting alone, share this video with him. And if you believe fathers deserve equal rights, subscribe to Law and Raw, because every trial we expose adds fuel to this movement. One case at a time, we rip the mask off a system that punishes love and rewards control. And one day, with enough of us speaking out, mercy won't be begged for in court. It will be guaranteed,